Hello everyone, welcome back to the Denver Broncos franchise. In the last episode, we got our second win on the season against the Las Vegas Raiders. So now we have 2 wins against divisional opponents this year, one against the Raiders and one against the Chargers. We did have somebody win a weekly award, and it was Tyjae Spears, who had 200 yards rushing. No rushing touchdowns, though he did have a receiving touchdown. And it's looking like he is probably this breakout opportunity player with the RB. Another thing before we get into those breakout players, if we take a look at the injury report, we're starting to get a little healthier, although Caden Stearns will miss this game. Javonte Williams, of course, will miss this game. Quinn Miners will miss several games past this. Britton Venables still out. But the important one is Jerry Jeudy is not on this list. So Jerry Jeudy is back and will be in the game today. The first time we've seen him since, what, like week 2, I think? It's been a while since we've had our number 1 wideout, Jerry Jeudy, and that gives us our true receiving core. I did upgrade Chester Truman to wide receiver 2 over Marvin Mims. I absolutely think that that has been earned. He is leading the NFL in receiving yards by almost 200 to the next closest guy. He needs to be on the field. He's such a dynamic playmaker. But anyway, let's get into these weekly activities. We have a breakout defensive lineman as well. If I had to take a guess, I think it's Nick Bonito. It is Nick Bonito. I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakthrough, man. You see me last week, I had that quarterback running scared on a couple plays. I want to be one of those guys that can do that every week. I'm ready to take that next step, so let's bring it to the Bucs this week. Hold the Buccaneers to less than 100 rushing yards or get Nick Bonito 1 INT, forced fumble, TFL, or sack. I think absolutely we can get one of either a TFL or a sack. Our rush defense is horrendous. I don't necessarily see us holding them to less than 100 rushing yards, just to be honest. But that's exciting. We could get Nick Bonito. I think that would bring him to star development, which is nice. He could become a pretty nice pass rusher on the opposite side of Baron Browning. And then the breakout running back is Tyjae Spears. He has a serious nose for the end zone. That's interesting because he did not have a rushing touchdown. I never thought of him as a franchise back, but you know what? Let's see what he can do against Tampa Bay. 3 touchdowns or 150 plus yards rushing and receiving. I absolutely think we can do 150 plus rushing and receiving yards. I already went over the weekly strategy because I wanted to practice a little bit with Jerry Jeudy. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into our matchup against the Bucs. This is definitely a winnable matchup. We're to the part of the calendar that has opened up a lot. We're not playing the best teams in the NFL anymore like we were through the first 5 weeks. It's not easy by any means, but it's not going to be quite as difficult to beat a team like the Buccaneers, especially with them struggling how they've been. Back in Denver this week, and the Broncos looking to get a win streak for the first time this season. It would be back-to-back dubs if we were to be able to get the win against the Bucs today. I'm actually not sure. Oh, their quarterback is Jameis Winston again. They brought back Jameis Winston, and he's the QB1 of the Buccaneers. The Broncos will start with the ball today, and we're underway here in Denver. That's Kelvin Joseph back to return, but we'll just call for a fair catch, and that is where Tyler Huntley and the Denver Broncos offense will come onto the field for the first time today. Of course, gonna look to go run heavy as we're trying to get 150 plus yards total for Tyjae Spears. Javonte Williams does come back next week, and depending on if we can get Spears superstar dev or not will drastically affect my plans going forward at the running back position. 1st and 10 from the 25. We'll run with Spears, and he's got a decent one to start. If only Jerry Jeudy could have held his block a second longer there. It's a pickup of 4, but definitely going to be focused on the run. We'll go back to the run again with Spears. Can't break through that tackle. Goes down. It's going to be 3rd and 2. From the 33, I'm going to trust Spears up the gut. Hand it off up the middle. He may be just short. They got it. 1st and 10, Denver. And you see there on the far left of your screen, Jerry Jeudy officially back in the lineup. Definitely glad to have him back. We're going to go to Winters, the tight end, though, on this reception. He's got the first down and a little more. Up to the 47 in Buccaneer territory. So Chester Truman's historic start as the sort of wide receiver 1 in replacement of Jeudy while he was injured. Probably going to slow down a little bit as Spears will take this up the middle, has a pickup of 4, and Shaq Barrett is injured. On 2nd and 6 from the 43, Huntley back to pass. Going to try to hit Jeudy, and it is just under pressure, inaccurate. Interception for Tyler Huntley. That was a horrendous throw. I mean, the window was there. If it was accurate, it's a reception for Jeudy. It was inaccurate. apparently under pressure for Huntley. I don't know how that's considered under pressure, and he threw it right to Devin White. But the Buccaneers take over from their own 35. Not the best field position, but better than normal. And the first play is a keeper for Jameis Winston, who has exceptional blocking down the field, jukes out Damari Mathis, and is already to the 34 in Denver territory, just completely flipped the field. 2nd and 10 from the 34, and it's a handoff to White, who has insane blocking again. And I mean, they're practically already to the 100 rushing yards that we needed to prevent. If the blocking is going to be this good in the middle, it's going to be a really, really long day for this Broncos front seven, as that's caught by White, who breaks the tackle, jukes out JL Skinner, and falls down at the 2-yard line. What is going on with this Broncos defense? What felt like it should have just been maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain ends up being a huge one. And from the 1, White into the end zone, touchdown Bucks. And they just made us look stupid running the ball. Broncos start from their own 22. Tyler Huntley will hand off to Tajay Spears. Has a pickup of 7 to 22 of the, 150 plus that he needs. 2nd and 3 from the 29. Going play action. Looking to throw for Chester Truman. He's in the open field, but he can't make anybody miss. But he's to the 47, a big first down for Denver. Of course, we want to get Jerry Jeudy involved, but a lot of these routes are designed for Truman. And on this occasion, we're going back to him. Can't find the edge, though. It's only a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 from the 42. Handoff goes to Spears. And he works his way forward and has the first down at the 36. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Actually going to go to the run here. Huntley up the gut. Spears has a pickup of 5 to the 31. So this is the exact play that Tyler Huntley threw the pick on last time. We'll see if we can do a little bit better than that here. Caught by Rashad Winters. First down, Denver. Just methodically moving it down the field are the Broncos. 1st and 10 from the 22. Handoff. Tajay Spears gets to the outside. Hits a nasty spin move that gains him a few extra yards. It's a pickup of 8 for Spears. Okay. That's false start because we couldn't audible to an inside zone. So I'd like to point out the reason that happens is because of the play cooldown mechanic. So I couldn't call an inside zone because it was locked for like 4 more plays. So it doesn't let you audible to it, but it doesn't remove it from your list of possible audibles. We'll hit Jerry Jeudy first time back. Makes the reception up to the 10, 1st and 10. It doesn't matter. So I'd love to get Spears into the end zone here over anyone else, just because he can also get superstar with 3+ rushing or receiving touchdowns. That's a pickup of 6 for him down at the 4. Jaleel McLaughlin, though, has checked into the game as presumably Tajay Spears is gassed, which absolutely makes sense. Going to try to fit that into the tight window to Jerry Jeudy, and he drops it. Would have been a free touchdown for our number 1 receiver. Instead, it's 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Huntley back to pass. And going to roll out to his right and going to take a sack here. Unfortunately, somebody got flattened in the center. I felt like I had to scramble and just too fast to the outside. 4th and 12 now for Denver. Tanner Brown on to kick the field goal. And that kick is up. It is good, and it is 7-3 in favor of the Bucks. Buccaneers take back over from their own 25. Jameis Winston from under center will hand it off to White, who's met by Drew Sanders, a pickup of 2. Make it 2nd and 8. And Winston out of the pistol, hands off to White again, and he's going to outrun Drew Sanders, has a huge gain here, stiff arms Damari Mathis, and is eventually brought down by JL Skinner. 54 yards on the day for him already. I want to say that the Bucks may already have 100 yards rushing on the day. 1st and 10 from the 39. That's going to be a false start. And I'm noticing Nick Benito is lined up on Tristan Wirfs, and that is just setting him up for failure. So I have swapped Nick Benito's side. He is now on the right, with a much more favorable matchup, I would say. Devin Bush was there, and Tyreek Stevenson couldn't turn around in time to get the pick, but it's going to be 2nd and 15. So on 2nd and long from the 44, empty set this time. See if Benito can get home. He cannot, but Mike Evans can't make the grab. 3rd and long. Will the Bucks be able to convert? This is dumped off to Rashad White, and he's not going to be able to convert. Tyreek Stevenson, though, goes down with an injury. 4th and 4, they'll kick a field goal here. Tyreek Stevenson's injury not super serious, but will substitute Kelvin Joseph for a little while at least. 1st and 10 for Denver from their own 25. 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And we're going to go to Spears right away, and he had a gap for a split second, but it closed. Only 1 yard gain. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. 2nd and 9 from the 26. It'll be the first play of the second quarter. And we're going back to him. Spears up the gut, gets speared by Devin White, no gain. 3rd down and 9. Huntley out of the shotgun, will look to throw. Hit Marvin Mims. Can he make a man miss? He can. 1st down, Marvin Mims. 1st and 10 from the 36. It's going to be a jet sweep for Chester Truman. Not quick enough. Loss of 4. 3rd and 13 from the 33. Going to go for Marvin Mims. He makes the grab and he holds on through contact. Marvin Mims clutch as ever. That makes it 1st and 10 from around midfield. And we're going to go back to the run. Tajay Spears, he's going to have a good carry this time. Has a 1st down rush. 61 yards on the day so far. 1st and 10 from the 37. Huntley will look to throw. Dump this off to Jerry Jeudy. Makes one man miss. And then goes down at the 23. Glad to have Jerry Jeudy back. On 2nd and 10 from the 23. Spears checks back in. And he's got a good carry, breaks a tackle, but chased down from behind. That is 3 yards, 3rd and 7. On 3rd down and 7. Huntley back to pass. They are sending a blitz. It was a design screen for Spears, makes a man miss. Gets to the edge, dropped at the 2-yard line. Can't quite punch it in, but more yards on the board for Tajay Spears. 1st and goal from the 2. Jaleel McLaughlin back in the game. We're going to him. Cuts it back into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. Jaleel reaping the benefits of Tajay Spears' hard work that whole drive. Comes in while he's gassed, gets the touchdown, but it's 6 on the board nonetheless, and it'll be a tie game after the PAT. This Denver defense needs to slow down the running game. It has been absolutely scorching us, and that'll be Devin Bush on the tackle, a pickup of 4 for White. 1st and 10 from the 47. Under 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Off his back foot, makes that throw to Gage, and it's a pickup of 7. An insane play there by Jameis Winston. 2nd and short. What can they manage? They can manage a handoff to White, who's brought down by Drew Sanders. 3rd and 2. Don't need a ton of yardage, do the Bucks. And Nick Bonito's in the backfield. Does that count as his TFL? Either way, it's 4th and 7, and the Bucks will have to punt it away. That should count as Nick Bonito's TFL, despite Devin Bush being involved as well, which should earn him star development. Nick Bonito got his TFL, and he should have star development after this game, even if that's his only tackle the whole day. Denver takes over 1st and 10 from the 22. 3 minutes left to play in the half. We're, of course, going back to Spears, but doesn't get a ton there. Only 3 yards, 2nd and 7. 2nd down from the 24. Huntley back to Spears. Has a gap this time. And going to be just short of the 1st down yardage. 3rd and 1. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. 10-10. With the Broncos driving. 3rd and 1 from the 31. I know it was set up for a screen, but I think that this is just pretty free running the ball. And it is. Spears, a great carry, jukes it to the outside, stiff arms a man, and is finally down at the 43 in Bucks territory. An angry run for Tajay Spears. 1st and 10 from the 43 after the big play for the Broncos. 1.5 minutes left to play in the half. Gonna look to throw, finding Chester Truman, another big play machine. Goes down at the 30. The clock continues to move, though. Just over a minute left to play. We'll be under a minute by the time the ball is snapped. Huntley will look to throw out of the shotgun, dump it off to Jerry Jeudy with pressure in his face. Jukes out a man, has another 1st down. We'll burn our first timeout. 1st and 10 from the 19. Looking to throw. Dumping it off to Jeudy once again. Can't get into the end zone. Pushed out of bounds at the 5. 1st and goal Denver. So, on our first attempt with goal to go, gonna dump it off to Spears. Can he juke one defender? He can, and he falls into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos, and most importantly, touchdown Tajay Spears. And that is, I believe, his first on the day, and he's closing in on the yardage mark already. But if we can get him both, maybe he'll just skip and he'll go straight to X Factor instead of just Superstar. Either way, I'm really excited about Spears, especially if he can get that Superstar dev. Denver takes the lead just before halftime. 43 seconds and all of the timeouts for the Buccaneers. So not impossible to get some points on the board unless you make throws like that as Jameis Winston, 2nd and 10. 2nd down and 10, still from their own 25. It's a blitz, and Devin Bush is untouched, gets a sack. 3rd and 17, they'll let the clock roll. Will they even snap the ball before the half? They have 2 seconds to do so. They will. And it's a handoff to White, brought down by Baron Browning. And we'll head to the half. Denver up 17-10 on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the offense, outside of the Tyler Huntley interception, has looked honestly pretty good here in the first half. We'll take a look around the NFL here at halftime, as we always do. In Atlanta, Washington is visiting, and they're down 0-10. They're also 1-5 on the year. Sam Howell, though, still their starting quarterback. They did not move on from him. In Detroit, the Seahawks are killing the Lions, and both of these teams are kind of underperforming, 2-4 and 1-4 respectively. And then finally, the Cowboys visiting the Bengals and won 39-35 in what must have been like an instant classic. 1st and 10, 3rd quarter getting underway here. Winston out of the pistol. Obviously don't need to worry about Nick Bonito getting his TFL anymore. Winston inaccurate on the run, and Baron Browning goes down with an injury. 2nd and 10 from the 25 for Winston and the Bucs. And he will look to throw again on 2nd down. This one caught. The first time we've seen Godwin, and he immediately goes down with what appears to be an arm injury. Makes it 3rd down and 6. Winston has not looked good through the air today. He did have that one like 50-yard run, so he's looked okay on the ground, and this is incomplete. 5 for 11 on the day. 4th and 6. I imagine they'll be punting it away. Shoulder strain for Baron Browning will keep him out for now, but he will return. So Tajay Spears needs 28 more total yards, if it truly is rushing and receiving combined, to get his 150 plus for Superstar Dev. Oh, and this might get it by itself. Oh, can't break the 1 tackle though. Gets to 115 on the ground so far. 1st and 10 from the 40 for Denver after the big Spears run. A great block from Jerry Jeudy sees him get another 10 to the 50. And at 126, Spears back into the game. So on 2nd and 10, we're going back to the ground, and he's got nothing this time. With receiving yards combined, Spears is exactly 1 yard away from 150 right now. He's at 149 total yards on the day. Going to go over the middle, try to hit Jeudy, but it's a throw out of a sack. 4th and 10. We're going to have to punt this away. Failed to pin them deep, so it's 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Buccaneers. And Winston will look to throw. Has his man. It's Godwin who breaks a couple tackles and then is brought down by Cameron Bynum. Tyreek Stevenson, by the way, back in the game. 1st and 10 from the 43. Winston from under center will hand it to White, who cuts this back and has a good pickup. JL Skinner and Cameron Bynum there to make the tackle. In case you didn't know, Caden Stearns is out for today, as well as Israel Mukuamu, which is why you see JL Skinner playing safety. And on 1st down, that's a catch for Godwin. 2nd and 1. 2nd and a very short one. And it is a handoff to White, and it's Devin Bush and Nick Bonito once again combining for a TFL. And it's going to be 3rd and 4. 3rd down and 4 to go. Winston throws, finds his man, but he leads him out of bounds. There's a flag down. Unnecessary roughness on the Broncos is the call, even though he was still in bounds. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Bucs. 1st and 10 Buccaneers after the penalty, and that one is really going to cost us, honestly, as now they have potential to get into the end zone. And never mind, Pat Surtain with the interception inside the 10, down at the 7, and we take away points completely. So shout out to Cameron Bynum for getting the penalty. He actually prevented a field goal from getting put on the board, and Denver will take over from inside their own 10 off of the Patrick Surtain interception all over Mike Evans. I don't even know why Jameis Winston threw that. Tajay Spears needs quite literally 1 yard, and I believe he'll have the 150, and there it is. Has plenty, a lot more than one, nearly 11. Makes it 2nd and 11 from the 16. And we'll look for Rashad Winters, who makes the grab. Breaks it to the outside, down at the 36, 1st and 10 Denver. Just over 5 minutes left to play here in the third. And we're back to pass once again with Huntley. Dump this off to Marvin Mims. Outruns the Devin White tackle, pushed out of bounds at the 45. Another 1st and 10 for the Broncos. The offense moving nicely with all of the components in place. Still looking for that true QB1 of the future, but Huntley is at least acceptable for now. So, on 3rd down and 9 from the 43, Huntley will take the snap, look to throw. Gonna go over the linebacker for Chester Truman, who makes the grab, and he's inside the 20, down at the 18. Another big 1st down for Denver. 2nd and 9 from the 17. Huntley will look to throw. Dump this off to Jerry Jeudy. He's got a 1st down. He's down at the 6. 1st and goal, Denver. Somehow, with goal to go, Jaleel McLaughlin always ends up on the field. 1st and goal from the 6. We're going to him. Cut it back. There's a huge hole over here, and he gets into the end zone. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the day, stealing them away from Tajay Spears. And Jaleel McLaughlin, been impressive near the goal line. A good cutback there. Sees him get into the end zone, and it's another 6 on the board for the Broncos. 1st and 10 for the Bucks, down by 14, 24-10 in favor of the Broncos. From their own 25, first play is a handoff to White, and he's got great blocking. JL Skinner chases him down. That'll be a big 1st down for the Bucks. Minute and a half left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Denver with a fairly comfortable lead at the moment, as Jameis Winston will hand it off once again, and Drew Sanders, while being blocked, makes the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and medium for the Bucks. 3rd down and 6. Shotgun for Winston. Has a decent amount of time. Fires and gets picked by Pat Surtain once again. His 2nd interception. He keeps going for Mike Evans. And Pat Surtain just has him locked down. PS2. Another interception on the season. 2 in this game alone, just completely owning Mike Evans in the battle today. 1st and 10 from the 49. Huntley back to pass. Gonna go over the top for Jerry Jeudy, who makes the grab. What a throw and what a catch from Huntley to Jeudy. 1st and 10 Denver. From the 33, this will be the last play of the 3rd quarter, more than likely. Tajay Spears on the carry, has good speed, gets to the outside. Pickup of 6, and that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd. And we'll head to the final quarter with Denver up 24-10 and nearing even more points. The offense looks really good today. On 2nd down and 4, Huntley is back to pass. Gonna hit Chester Truman, who's got a ton of green. Down the field, he can't dive for the end zone. Down at the 1, pushed out of bounds. I thought he had it. From the half-yard line, Spears in the game. From the goal line, can he punch it in? He does. Touchdown again for the Broncos. And he falls over in the end zone. He's just so excited about it. And we're up 30-10. He keeps falling over. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Kind of in dire straits right now. Down by 21 with not a whole lot of time left to play. And what in the world is that from Jameis Winston? No wonder this team is 1-5 if their quarterback is making plays like that. Throwing 2 picks a game, perhaps. So Winston will look to throw. He has Rashad White open and brought down at the 50 by Cameron Bynum, but a huge play for the Bucks. That was Kelvin Joseph in coverage, getting burned by the running back. On 1st and 10 from the 50, Winston stepping up. He's going to look to run, it looks like. It gets a good block, and Bynum forces him into a slide in Denver territory at the 31. 1st and 10. Winston out of the shotgun. Taking his sweet time snapping it, which is just killing the clock, benefiting the Broncos, as Drew Sanders will bring down Rashad White in the backfield. No gain. We'll do you one better. Not only is it no gain, it's actually a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Bucks. Again, taking their sweet time snapping the ball, and Zach Allen is in the backfield immediately, and it's a sack. 3rd and 16 coming up for the Bucks. So on 3rd and 16, from the 37, it's a dump off and brought down at the 15, or excuse me, at 4th and 15 at the 36. And I imagine they'll kick a field goal here. I'm not sure. They are going for it, which makes sense mathematically since they're down by so much with so little time. Winston takes the snap, throwing, taking a shot down the field for Mike Evans. It's knocked away by PS2 again, and the Broncos take over on downs. Don't throw it at Patrick Surtain. I don't care that it's Mike Evans. Do not throw it his way. We need 6 yards on the ground for Tajay Spears to get the 150 just rushing, which I sort of wanted to get just as a safety net, because sometimes I feel like the game likes to screw you. And can Spears get the 6 here? He can. Gets an excellent block from Jerry Jeudy to get a few extra yards. And he's at 160 on the day. Welcome to superstar development, Tajay Spears. And with that, I will be shutting down Spears for the rest of the day. No point in risking an injury for him when he just earned superstar dev. Obviously, we've seen what it's like without many of our main offensive components, as Jaleel McLaughlin will lose a couple yards. The offensive line just seems to block better for Spears. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like he gets the blocking where nobody else does, although this is a decent gain for McLaughlin. 3rd and 6 from the 44. Huntley will look to throw. Going to try to find Winters. This might be a pick 6. An overthrow from Tyler Huntley may lead to a pick 6. He breaks a tackle and is brought down at the 7, and it's a 1st and goal for the Buccaneers. What a terrible throw from Tyler Huntley. Just overthrew what should have been an easy throw to Rashad Winters. Picked off by Dean, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bucks. They're not out of this game. An unfortunate turn of events. I'm not super worried about it, though, as we do have the big lead still. Just a little unfortunate, as Rashad Winters will punch it in right away. And it is 6 on the board for the Buccaneers. Chipping away at the lead, but we're still going to be up by 14. And we'll look to not give that up in the last little bit of this game here. Denver taking over from the 25, just looking to burn this clock down. Do not want to throw this game away, as Jaleel McLaughlin will go nowhere. 6 rushes, 12 yards, 2 yards a carry. On 2nd and 10. We'll go back to Jaleel. Gets a decent initial block, but a bad block from Jeudy. It's only 2 yards. 3rd and 8 from the 27. Huntley back to throw. Going to go across the middle for Jerry Jeudy, who drops it. 4th and 8. We'll have to punt it away. There's a chance here for the Buccaneers. A great return sees the Bucks starting at the 43. And this time, Mike Evans beats PS2, and he's going to have a touchdown. It's a 1-score game here in Denver. We are just collapsing in the final quarter. For the first time all day, Mike Evans beats Pat Surtain off the line, and it's 6 for the Buccaneers, and it's going to be 31-24. Well, I said I wanted to shut down Spears, but evidently that was a bad play. As Spears back in the game, on his first carry, he's going to have 3. It's not a lot by any means. Just looking to not throw the game away. I didn't feel like I was playing complacent, but here we are, only up by a score. This is going to be an excellent run for Spears. Can he juke one defender? He can. Brought down by Devin White to the 45 in Buccaneer territory. 2nd and 10 from the 45 after the pass was swatted away. Spears is going to lose 2, and it's 3rd and long. 3rd and 12. Huntley takes the snap and will look to throw. Has Chester Truman across the middle. He holds on. When in doubt, go to Chester Truman. 1st and 10 Denver inside the 30. About to hit the 2-minute warning. Just no fumbles here either from Spears. Stay in bounds, but hold on to the football. He's inside the 10. He's over 200 yards for the 2nd time in back-to-back weeks. 1st and goal from the 7 inside the 2-minute warning. I don't even care to score. In fact, I think scoring would be bad. Just need to get rid of these Buccaneer timeouts. I'm not even really going to try to score here. On 2nd and goal from the 8. Spears, I'm going to do it. He's just short, actually. That kind of worked out for the best. Going up the gut. Tajay Spears, 2nd one on the day. Got tripped by Blaine Wynn, our rookie center. but has the touchdown, and that should secure the victory for the Denver Broncos. I want to say he had 33 carries today, and he had 34 last week, and had 200 yards in both outings, and I think has 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown today. Bucks take over. They do have 1 timeout, but they need an absolute miracle here. A super fast score, an onside kick, and a fast score again. Little throws like this aren't going to help, especially when you don't get out of bounds. 2nd and 3, clock still moving. They'll hurry it up. Winston out of the shotgun. Running out of time, throws across the middle for Godwin, again keeping it in bounds. I don't think this is the strat. We just don't want to get beat deep, so we're in cover 4 because we're not trying to allow quick touchdowns. This is a dump off to Evans, which is totally fine. Pickup of 7. 55 seconds left to play from the 50. Winston out of the shotgun, all kinds of time, finds his man across the middle. Let's rush Russell Gage, excuse me. Cameron Bynum brings him down. 1st and 10, 30 seconds left to play from the 33. Again, just need to get into the end zone, and then they need the onside kick and to score again, and I don't think it's happening with throws like that from Jameis Winston. That makes it 2nd and 10 with 29 seconds left in the ball game. That's another pick for Pat Surtain, his 3rd on the day. His 3rd on the day. He goes down at the 19, and that is game over. 3rd pick on the day, 3rd win on the season for Denver. The Broncos improve to 3-4 on the season. I'm telling you guys, this team is not that bad. We just had the worst opening schedule, playing the Chiefs twice, the Ravens once, the Dolphins, the Chargers, all very, very good offenses. We just got really unlucky, I think, with the first 5 weeks. I think we have potential to finish around 500 again like we did last season. A good performance today, although we did try to throw the game away. We look at player stats. Tyler Huntley was pretty good outside of those 2 interceptions, which were both just inaccuracies, unfortunately, which I have obviously no control over. Just threw inaccurately in the direction of Judy and Winters on those 2 occasions, but did have 300 yards and a passing touchdown, which I believe went to Tajay Spears, and also was 20 for 29 on completions, which is pretty solid. Jameis Winston was really bad. 16 of 29, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Looking like his 30-30 season. Rushing, Tajay Spears had 34 attempts. That is 2 games in a row with 34 attempts. Definitely now that he has superstar dev, need to start switching it up a little bit between backs, but did have 6.2 average per carry and 2 rushing touchdowns. Jaleel McLaughlin was not good when he came in replacement. Only 2 yards carry. I swear they just don't block for him like they do for Spears. It is bizarre. Jerry Jeudy on his return didn't get a ton of yards, but did have 6 catches for 73. No touchdowns though. Chester Truman 6 for 117. Didn't get his touchdown. He's been averaging like a touchdown a game right now, but I thought his role would drop quite a bit with Jeudy back, but he's still averaging over 100 yards a game. I want to say he's on pace for like 2,100 yards on the season, which would be disgusting as a rookie. Winters 3 catches for 47. He hasn't been quite as involved as I anticipated when I drafted him. Maybe we need to change the playbook up a little bit to try to get him more involved, because I do think he is an absolute animal. And then Marvin Mims had 2 really clutch catches and will definitely still see quite a bit of involvement. And then Tajay Spears, of course, had a couple of receptions on screen plays, including his receiving touchdown. Defensively, Kelvin Joseph led us in solo tackles. That's very interesting. In terms of total tackles, it was Cameron Bynum and Devin Bush. Devin Bush had 3 TFLs and a sack, a great day for him. Nick Benito 2 TFLs, no sack, but both of the tackles he had, because he only had 2, were TFLs. Tyreek Stevens had a TFL, Zach Allen had a TFL and a sack, and Drew Sanders had a TFL as well. So this means that Nick Benito should have star development and Tajay Spears should have superstar development. Zion Johnson, the guard that we recently traded for, has an upgrade. Really excited about him. He's going to move to left guard once Quinn Miners comes back, or vice versa, whoever I want to move to the left side. He needs to work on pass blocking primarily, so let's give him pass protector. It'll also make him a scheme fit eventually if we get him higher up there. I'm really glad we were able to bring him in though. And then Tajay Spears got an upgrade and he's about to hit superstar development as well. Honestly, dude, if we can just get this speed rating up to like a 92, I think he's going to be like unstoppable. So elusive back has a tendency to give +1 speed. Let's see if it does it this time. No, but he does get +1 juke move and +1 spin move, 2 moves he's pretty decent at already. All right, and we have our 2 breakout players to take a look at. Let's go one at a time. Nick Bonito, he has arrived. Did you see me out there, coach? I am an anchor on this defense. You had 2 tackles. I wouldn't call that an anchor, but they were both TFLs, and that's all you needed. So dev trade upgrade, Nick Bonito, star dev now. Awesome. We have Baron Browning, of course, on the opposite side with Superstar X Factor, and now a star on the right side. That's gonna be great. He also gets 10,000 XP. My goodness. And here we go. Tajay Spears. I didn't know he had that type of talent. We asked him to carry the offense this week, and he delivered. Guy's an absolute stud. Superstar development for Tajay Spears, which I think makes Javonte Williams a little bit expendable. He got 4,000 XP, which, you know, why does Nick Bonito get 10 and he only gets 4? What's up with that? We've got another weekly award. I imagine that this is, oh, it's Pat Surtain, actually. I thought it would be Spears again, but it makes sense. Joe Burrow threw for 333 yards with 5 touchdowns. Pat Surtain did have 3 picks, which absolutely makes sense. Nick Bonito with his 10K XP received an upgrade, and for him, I think he needs block shedding more than anything else, so let's go into run stopper for him. Try to get that block shedding up if possible. He kind of has a long way to go, I'm not gonna lie, until he becomes a more serviceable pass rusher, but he's very fast, has excellent athletic ability, so I think that means he could move up pretty quickly. Just need to get that block shedding up, and I will probably now move him to a focus player if he's not one already. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, I believe it's the trade deadline, so we're gonna have to make a couple more trades if we want to, including potentially trading away Javonte Williams. Not sure yet though, I'm not sold on the idea, but we shall see. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it. If you find yourself coming back on the regular and you haven't subbed already, go ahead and hit that sub button for me, it does help me out a lot. But I will see you guys in the next episode where we'll take on the 3-3 Vegas Raiders once again.